Queen Zarathul stood motionless on the bridge of her flagship, her crystalline eyes fixed on the diplomatic vessel approaching through the void. The sleek craft bore the insignia of the Terran Federation, a symbol that had haunted her dreams for cycles beyond counting. Her forearms trembled almost imperceptibly, a reaction that would have shocked her subjects who knew their queen as an unshakable pillar of strength. "Your Majesty," her chief advisor, Commander Veltar, approached with cautious steps. "The human delegation requests permission to board. Shall we grant it?" Zarathul's mind raced back 23 cycles, to a time when she was merely Princess Zara, young and foolish, trapped in the burning wreckage of her scout ship on the mining world of Kefmorin. The memory was as vivid as if it had happened yesterday, the acrid smoke filling her lungs, the twisted metal pinning her legs, the certainty that death was moments away. Then he had appeared, a figure in a battered environmental suit, moving with purpose through the flames that would have melted most beings' flesh. She remembered his voice, calm and reassuring through the comm system, speaking in broken Zephyrian as he worked to free her. "Easy there, Your Highness. Marcus here? Got you covered, Marcus." She had never forgotten that name, though she had tried countless times to purge it from her memory. "Your Majesty?" Veltar's voice brought her back to the present. "Grant them passage," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. The human delegation consisted of 3 individuals, but Zarathul's attention focused entirely on their leader, a weathered man with graying hair and scars that spoke of countless battles. Ambassador Richardson, according to his credentials. But she knew better. Even after all these cycles, even with the lines time had carved into his face, she recognized those steady brown eyes that had looked upon her with such kindness when she lay dying. Marcus had aged, but humans aged differently than her people. Where Zephians grew more luminous with time, their crystalline skin becoming more translucent, humans seemed to gather gravitas, their experiences etching wisdom into their very bones. "Your Majesty," Richardson began, his voice carrying the same calm authority she remembered, "I come bearing a proposal from the Terran Federation. We seek to establish formal diplomatic relations between our peoples." Zarathul found herself studying his face, searching for any sign of recognition. But there was none. To him, she was simply another alien queen, another diplomatic obstacle to overcome. How could he recognize her? She had been barely past adolescence then, her features soft and unmarked by the weight of rule. Now she wore the crown of Zephyr, her skin had deepened to the royal purple of her station, and her bearing commanded the respect of 1,000 star systems. "You speak of peace," she said carefully, "yet your species is known throughout the galaxy for its aggressive tendencies." Richardson's expression didn't waver. "We are what we need to be, Your Majesty. Warriors when threatened, protectors when called upon, builders when given the chance. We offer our hand in friendship because we believe our peoples can achieve more together than apart." The word struck her like a physical blow. Protectors when called upon. How perfectly that described what he had been to her, a stranger who had risked everything to save someone he didn't even know, simply because it was the right thing to do. "Tell me, Ambassador," Zarathul said, her voice gaining strength, "do you believe in fate?" Richardson tilted his head slightly, a gesture she remembered from their brief time together. "I believe we make our own choices, Your Majesty. But sometimes those choices lead us down unexpected paths." Her advisor shifted uncomfortably beside her. The rest of her court watched in confusion as their queen engaged in what seemed like philosophical discourse with the human diplomat. They couldn't understand why she hadn't simply dismissed them immediately, as she had every other species that came seeking alliance. 23 cycles ago, Zarathul began, her voice carrying across the silent throne room, a mining accident occurred on Kefmorin. A young Zephyrian was trapped in the wreckage, certain to die. A human saved her. She watched Richardson's face carefully, saw the exact moment when recognition dawned in his eyes. His composure cracked just slightly, a widening of the eyes, a barely perceptible intake of breath. "Your Highness," he whispered, the formal title falling away as memory crashed over him like a wave. You never asked for reward, Zarathul continued, rising from her throne. Her court gasped as she descended the steps, something she had never done for any foreign dignitary. You never even asked my name. You simply saved me and disappeared. Richardson's hands trembled, strong hands that had pulled twisted metal away from her broken body, that had carried her to safety when she could no longer walk. I thought you were just another casualty, another person who needed help. Just another person, she repeated, and for the first time in cycles, she smiled, really smiled, not the political expression she wore for state functions. Do you know what you did that day, Marcus Reed? The use of his full name, his real name, sent ripples of shock through her court. Her intelligence network was second to none in the galaxy, and she had never stopped searching for information about the man who had saved her life. I helped someone who needed it, he said simply. You saved the future queen of the Zephyrian Empire, she corrected. But more than that, you showed a young, sheltered princess that there was goodness in the universe, that courage and compassion existed beyond the borders of her own world. The throne room had fallen into absolute silence. Even the usually talkative Veltar stood speechless. When I took the throne, Zarathul continued, I wondered what kind of ruler I would become. Would I be like my predecessors, concerned only with power and territory? Or would I remember the lesson a human stranger taught me in the flames of a dying ship? Richardson's diplomatic training warred with his obvious emotion. Your Majesty, I was just doing what anyone would know. She interrupted, her voice firm but kind. What anyone should do. What humans do again and again throughout this galaxy. You throw yourselves into danger for others. You fight against impossible odds. You never give up, never surrender, never leave anyone behind. She stopped directly in front of him, close enough that he had to look up slightly to meet her eyes. The Zephyrian Empire has been watching humanity for 2 decades, she said. We have seen you turn barren worlds into gardens, broker peace between warring species, stand as shields between the innocent and those who would harm them. We have seen you embody everything I learned that day on Kefmorin. Richardson swallowed hard. What are you saying, Your Majesty? Queen Zarathul of the Zephyrian Empire, ruler of 1,000 worlds and mistress of the most powerful fleet in 3 galactic sectors, extended her hand to the human ambassador. I'm saying yes, Marcus Reed. The alliance you seek you had. If for 23 cycles, you just never knew it. As their hands met human flesh and crystalline skin, the future of 2 civilizations was sealed not by treaties or negotiations, but by a debt of gratitude that had shaped the very soul of a queen. The galaxy would never be the same.